Hello out there, music lovers, aka Prog Rock Tommy here again with a vinyl update. Um, just want to mention a few things here before I begin to show the CDs and the LPs that I picked up. One thing is, pretty soon here I'll be getting, hopefully, my hearing aid. I know I have shared in another video that I've lost hearing in my left ear, and this week had a bad week of hearing. It was sort of like I was hearing, like, I'll describe it with this sound, like where people talk and I could understand what they're saying, but it sounded like other words. But anyway, hopefully I'll get my hearing aid, and I look forward to that. Today is March the 2nd, Texas Independence Day here. This past weekend had a great weekend with my wife, and on Saturday did a little vinyl digging. Sunday went to a flea market that we both enjoy, where I made some scores. Now the flea market trip for the vinyl hunt, I didn't have very much money, like about $35. So I was going to stay within that, and not, I wasn't going to look for any records that were 5 and above, and I was going to look for a good solid $1 to $2, $3 records. And of course, another hobby of mine is collecting graphic novels of comics, and I was able to find a couple of good ones. So that was part of my budget, fit in well with the money that I had and what I was only going to spend on. So let me begin by showing what has been on my rotation week. What I've been playing on this week on rotation, or past week. I've been enjoying Miles Davis, Porgy and Bess. This is one of my favorites. Really enjoyed this. I like these little mini replicas of the album. And the other thing is, I was listening, was a car listening to work and back, was BOC's Extraterrestrial Live. This is a good live album. I used to have this on vinyl, and I gave it up, and I don't think I ever really listened to it. Even in my teenage years, I must have had this too. But I really enjoyed this live album. It was really, really good. Burning for You was really good to hear live. And of course, Godzilla's The Black Blade, Don't Fear the Reaper. Those were good, solid live tracks. I just got the, No Frills, old school looking Columbia House. But I like these kind of CDs like this, the No Frills. I mean, I have a lot of memories about when I started getting into buying my first set of CDs. My other one that I've been listening to this week is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Southern Accents. This is one of my favorite albums. Let's see here. The track that I really enjoy, one of my favorite tracks on here is Dogs on the Run. I love that song. Of course, Rebels, It Ain't Nothing to Me. This is, in my opinion, one of my favorites. I really think it's a really good record. No Frills, MCA, but that's cool. Now, what I'm going to show first is the ones that I picked up on Saturday from a record store that's in Round Rock, Texas. I've been visiting now and then, and I found some good stuff there that I like for the collection. Now, this one is not from there. This is one from my favorite record store, and I was glad. I don't know if I showed this, but this is a used copy, but it's in excellent condition. Neil Young, Tonight's the Night, Roxy. I haven't played it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Maybe do that today as I'm doing the laundry chores. But yes, glad to have that in the collection. Now the two that I did pick up at, I found a very nice copy of the Grateful Dead's um, Live Dead album. I mean, this is in really good shape. It has a nice spine, still good intact. Um, there is a little piece of tape down here, but that don't bother me. I mean, the inside is just really nice. And it's on, I'm taking it that this is a later pressing. It's the, did have an inner sleeve in there. I don't know if this is the original inner sleeve, but there's the band. And it's most likely a later copy of it. Warner Brothers, that white label. And it was one that was in really good shape. Usually when I find these, they look like a pickup truck ran over them. Or the song Dark Star seems to be everybody's favorite to play. And that one looked like someone took a fork and just... So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna wait. And the waiting game paid. So I now have a nice copy of that. This is a promo. And this is has a couple of Genesis albums packed in it. This is another one on my want list. It's Nursery Crime and Foxtrot. Really good shape too. Like I said, it's a nice charisma white promo. I thought, oh yeah, that's definitely coming home. Another one off the want list there. Now these next records that I'll show, and if I'm going too fast, I just don't want to make a really long video. But these are the ones that I found at a flea market at a flea market that I attend to, and they have lots of vendors who, from time to time, some vendors come out there and they have these bins that are $2 or $3 records, and you just never know what you might find in those. A lot of times I found some really good prog records in those. But here's one of the finds. This is Curtis Mayfield, Sweet Exorcist. Excuse my speech. It's a gatefold. This one right here is in really good shape. Just needs to be cleaned. Love the artwork in this. It's got a good artwork. It has a good vibe. So I'm looking forward to listening to this. The next one is one that I was glad to find. I think I found a really early pressing of this one. Jeff Beck Group, Rough and Ready. Really good shape. It's the yellow or gold looking Epic, which kind of tells me it might be an early pressing. I'm sorry about the glare here. I am in my dining room area today. But yeah, and another one, this one right here, I like this label. I don't know how to say it. I think somebody mentioned to say it. But this album right here is Tropical Songs from the Rio Grande. This is Latin. The songs are sung in English. Folk music. Love this cover. Really old school looking. It's a gatefold. So I'll look forward to that, to listening to that. I really like this label. They put a lot of good stuff out there. Very interesting stuff. I found Vangelis. I'm looking forward to hearing this. I think I've listened to some of this on YouTube. I can't remember, but I like that album. This one right here was a score. This was a buck. This is Tangerine Dream, who did the music for a really good movie that I like, Thief, with James Caan in it. This is the soundtrack. This is in really good shape. I like covers like this where they show a night, street lights or whatever, that vibe. I like that. Another one was, and this has shrink wrap around it. It's a John Anderson of Yes and Vangelis, The Friends of Mr. Cairo. In really good shape. I've heard this, and this is a good one. Now the next one, I like what they put on the label on this because I can agree with it. I've always wanted this album, and every time I came across it, I didn't want to pay the price for it, or I did see it once and a gentleman at a record show beat me to it. But I do like what it says on here. It's from '85, prog rock, symphonic rock. This is Asia's third album. I love the artwork for this album. This is a really, really good album. Astra, Astrea. I don't know how to say that. I'm not going to even attempt to say that. But this has Carl Palmer on drums. This is a really good album. And I believe the guitar player on here was a heavy metal guitarist. This is a good record, in my opinion. Now, this vendor threw in this for free. She just wanted 50 cents, but she said, we're not going to deal with quarters. I'll just take the $3 for the Asia record. And she threw this in. And this is on my want list. I didn't think I'd ever find it on vinyl, and it's got it for free. It's Steve Miller, Born to Be Blue, where he does standards. It's a really good record. Zippy Doo Da Day, Ya Ya, God Bless the Child. It's not Willow Weep for Me. Glad to get this. So that was very nice of her. Now my last vinyl find. What intrigued me about this was the cover. I like the album cover. It's a compilation album. It's a 2-record set, stereo, and I believe it's a Canadian pressing, but it's a country gold, 24 current hits at that time. I love that artwork on that. It has Me and You and a dog named Boo, Put Your Hand in the Hand, Coal Miner's Daughter, Man in Black, Folsom Prison Blues, Vanishing Breed. Yeah, me and Bobby McGee. I mean, this is some really good old school country, and I really enjoy early country. To me, it sounded. This is my opinion on the early country. It sounded rockish at times. Had a little folk in there. Was real traditional. So I really dig early country artists and songs a lot. Who knows? Maybe I'd like to start a band playing some songs like that, but I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that starting a band days is kind of over. I'm enjoying not having to deal with other personalities. So anyway. Well, that's all I got for this vinyl update. I want to say I appreciate you guys who take the time to watch these videos. I'm hoping somewhere down this year that I'll get up to 100 subscribers. So, but anyway, if not, that's cool. It's not going to stop me from making videos. But anyway, appreciate you guys. You take care. And Edward, a.k.a. Prog Rock Tommy, over and out.